It's about 8:30 in the morning and we are outside. We are going to work on that soft box because I need to use it at 10 o'clock for a Twitch stream. So let's see how fast we can get this thing done. I already took pictures of all of the components that are going to be inside of the box and how we're going to kind of put it together quick. But first things first, I need to cut down a piece of plywood for the back. And I'm going to build this box completely out of found materials except for a light fixture that I needed to purchase and an extension cord. So here we go. We got our piece of wood cut, and now I'm going to find the center of the wood by taking a straight edge, making an X in it. That will help me with the light fixture placement, and will also tell me where I need to drill my holes for the extension cord and the two mounting screws that we're going to put in. And then also what we're going to do is we're going to find out how long this is and how long this edge is, and we are going to use that as measurements for our box, which is sitting over there. And then we will figure out exactly what needs to be done for cutting that apart. Measurements, and I got my box marked out, and I've got my board marked out, and we are ready for the next step, which is to make lines from here down to about here. I'm going to use a straight edge, of course, and then I'm going to take a handy utility knife and cut that out. The box cut along all the corners, and I left a little bit attached right here on the corners where I could. Sometimes I went through. Sorry about that. And what that does is it makes the box a little bit more stable to cut, because as soon as I take those off, the whole thing's just going to kind of fall apart. I also left an inch of space down here at the bottom, just so the box retains some of its own rigidity. And I'm going to reinforce that with duct tape as soon as I get this thing cut apart. And then I'm also going to keep these triangles, and I will use that for an interior support, and you'll see how that works here in just a second. Literally a few seconds after the last stop, I took the corners out, but the top is too long, so I'm going to have to make a cut along this edge here. And I'm going to trim it back. There's that line that's through the tape there. That's not any line that I put on, but it's good and convenient and it's straight. So I'm going to cut along there, and then I'm going to make a similar cut on that end of it, and we will be able to get the box assembled here and get the wood and mark some holes and then line the inside with tin foil, and then we're almost done. I had to leave for a quick tape intervention. I realized I couldn't find my silver HVAC tape. I also couldn't find my duct tape, and I needed a handle for the back, so I went and I got a 25-cent PVC gang box that the light fixture will screw into. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the aluminum foil first and then tape it onto the insides of the box, specifically on the sides, and then on the one surface that's going to be on the bottom. And I'll show you that as I assemble. All I did here was I pulled a piece of tin foil out of the box, and then I just folded it over to line up with the edge a little bit and give me plenty of surface to tape on. And I'm going to flip that over so I have the maximum amount of shine to the outside. Alright, I've got the sides taped up, and I put a piece of tape across here just to help support it a little bit. And now I'm going to take these angles here and just put them on the outside just to give it some more support. It's probably plenty strong as it is, but I just want to make sure it's going to be okay. And when we flip it over, I need to take this here and put some more, I'm going to go with just straight aluminum tape and kind of square that off a little bit. And I'm going to run some up the seams to make sure that those are sealed nice, and then some along the edges here to make sure that they go all the way around the edge so it's really nice and crisp and sharp. I think these are just going to end up getting cut off right at the junction, and As soon as that's done, I will show you basically the finished product before I put the light in. I've got the sides braced. The inside is done and shiny, except for, of course, the bottom. But before I proceed with that, I need to drill my holes for the light to mount it, and then we do final assembly and we have a working light box. We had a quick phone interruption, but I got the light wired up and it's plugged in, and I just need to go ahead and put in some HVAC tape around the outside there to get plenty of reflectivity, and then secure the plywood to the back of that with the screws that came with that light to that gang box, and then it's done. There will be a t-shirt or something wrapped around the front just for the diffuser panel. I'm honestly thinking about going down to Goodwill here in town. We've got Many Hands Market, and seeing if I can't pick up a cheap t-shirt in either a 2X or a 3X size to make sure I've got plenty of space. And I will end up velcroing it around the outside of the box just to be sure that I can change the light bulb when I need to. The light that I'm using is a 40 watt LED, 300 lumens, and it's a 5K bright for daylight, so it should provide plenty of good light. And as you see with the one that's right here, we have vertical LEDs in it and a cat running in the background, and the vertical LEDs get the light out more, so it'll hit more of the sides of the box instead of just coming straight out like a typical LED bulb. So let's get this put together completely and see how well it works. And that is the completed box. I put an extra layer of tape around the outside just to give it some support. I did put a little bit of JB weld around the blue box on the back, which is serving as a clamp to hold on the plywood, which is screwed through into there, into the light fixture inside. The only thing I have left to do is add on some Velcro here, and then on all of the other corners, and use a piece of fabric to act as a diffuser panel. And from there, we should be ready to go. As it is, it can probably be used right now, depending on what we want to use it for, and I'm going to take it downstairs and set it up. And there you've got it. It's more or less in place with an ever so scientific woodworking clamp, roll of paper towels, a chair, and a tackle box. I'm going to go get some minis, take some pictures, and see if this is satisfactory, and tomorrow you should see it with the diffuser panel on it. And that's it for this video. I'd like to thank Steve Sick, Marshall Day, and Louis DeLuna for their support this week, and we hope to make a whole lot more videos and hope to have a lot more fun with this. So thanks guys, and we'll talk to you later.